Come on, man. Here we go. Late. Just finished with Fight or Flight. Man, I don't know what to say about this one, brother. But I'm dying to get your take. What did you think about this one?
I thought it was I mean I was a I saw the reviews for this one. I watched the reviews for this one. So
So,
I knew what was going to happen. So not only did I knew what was going to happen because it's a predictable movie, but I also knew what was going to happen because I previewed. So that's
okay.
what made it kind of like okay for me. But I can say that from the reviews that I watched, they were pretty accurate. I mean, I do think it's a fun movie. I think it's the type of movie that makes it, you know, with Josh, you're gonna just have a good time. He's that guy that you want to hang out with at the party, man. He's just that kind of guy. You don't get um any negative vibes coming from that dude. So he's just a fun guy to hang out with. And so watching this film and he's in it, and the young lady, God, I don't even get me trying to pronounce her name, but I think y'all had asked me last time what was my type. 100% my type. This is who I like. Physically, that girl is 100% my type. I mean, perhaps my type would be a little bit older, but she was I thought she was beautiful.
She was a pretty girl. But, like, what did you think about her acting, though? Obviously, she looked the part.
Looking the part for that, yeah. you know, it's I guess it's kind of a I don't want to say racist, but you know, her character knowing about computers, that's like in my school, if I wanted to have anything answered about computers or technology, the she is the one that I would ask.
Sound like it's a little stereotype there.
But yeah. No, I mean, okay, so let me tell you just a little bit. So we were talking about like breadcrumbs in another review I did. I don't know if we actually got into it, but I know we were having that conversation because you asked me why didn't I like it on Shadow Force. And one of the things about Shadow Force is that it doesn't give you any breadcrumbs. It goes ahead and tells you exactly what you're getting all in one lump sum. But this one, it gives you like you don't automatically know who's the bad guy. You don't automatically know who's the second bad guy. You don't know who you can trust and who you can't trust. And I always like films like that where I don't know, even though I knew, but I'm just imagining if I watched it just completely blind, I would not have known that um, the young girl was the girl that I was there to protect. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have caught that in the beginning. Um, I can tell you something that I didn't like about it is the bad guys. I don't like those numb objectively, I mean not objectiveless, but those assassins that are kind of zombie like they're just completely 100% focused on their target and they have no humanity whatsoever. That's one thing that I like about John Wick. um that's one thing I like about John Wick is that a lot of assassins in the John Wick franchise, even if they're just on screen for a moment, they show them with a personality that they're making their own decisions 100% uh, on their own. But these are, you know, almost like zombies, almost like monsters in a way. You know what I mean? But they're humans and they're assassins, but they don't give them any type of personality whatsoever.
I guess it's different type of bad guys, you know. Every bad guy is the same. I guess you kind of feel like you're watching the same movie, just probably a different protagonist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Antagonist, I guess you gotta switch up those characters sometime too.
Yeah, I just like the ones where even if my job is to kill the good guy, then and I'm just a fighter. I'm just that guy who jumps out of the bushes and wah I still want to have my own personality. You know what I'm saying? And
I think that's what you're looking for. You're looking for personality, somebody you can relate to, good or bad.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying though, specifically with that particular trope. Specifically with, I'm not talking about the bad guy who's the main bad guy or the bad girl or whatever. I'm talking about those jump out ninjas. You know what I'm saying? They're just to, like most of those people that were on the plane.
It was a lot of them.
Yeah, it was a lot of them. So they were all dressed differently.
That shows a little
That
personality.
shows a little personality, but they weren't the person that a few of them who had a line, yeah. But if one guy was dressed like a bookworm and another guy was dressed like a safety agent or whatever, they were the same character. You know what I'm saying? But I really wanted to like to talk about the movie.
What about the movie? That's what I want to get into because this movie was mostly just say different. So that's what I'm gonna say.
On the cinematography, the camera was done super tight. So because they're in this confined space,
On the
their
airplane.
stage is an airplane. I mean, it's a jumbo jet. You know what I mean? It's a multi-layered jet, but it's and of course they kind of make it a little bit fake with like the bathroom that had the shower in it. That's true. They in those kind of planes they do have that, but it's way smaller in real life. So they made it a little bit big in the compartments that they have and the different things like that. So the set was pretty cool. But the fight scenes, super close up, super tight. The camera is right on you. When they need a wide shot, they'll do the wide shot. They'll have it available. But most of the fight scenes were done really, really up close, really tight. Um, what else was it about that film?
What you think about the stunts with the fight scene? Because it was a lot of different type of killing. He didn't kill one way like a John Wick, who typically just used that
Right.
pistol. He
Pistol.
killed so many different ways.
Other people were talking to me about that they used so many different weapons in that film. They had like hatchets and axes and coffee cups and kettles and luggage bags and pins in your hair and chainsaw. You know what I'm saying? So anything could be a weapon. Anything could be a weapon in it. The choreography for the fight scenes was super, super cool. I liked, one thing that this movie does, it reminds me of a lot of other movies. And it was a scene in Born Identity, the first one, where the bad guy jumps out the window. This guy, Josh's character, like looks like that guy who was in the Born Identity because he had the bleached blonde hair and everything like that. And the choreography looked similar to the Jason Bourne choreography. It was not boxing, not kung fu, not jujitsu, but that kind of new blocking, punching technique that it was not new, but it looks good on camera.
Do you think it was too much?
Um, there
Because
are
some movies
mhm,
they on purposely go over the top.
that was this
Yeah,
purposely went over the top. So it also reminded me of where Jason Bourne had a story. This one reminds me of more like a Sin City or a Revolver. Those films where it's just like over the top, just boom, 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 super gory. I mean, chainsaws cutting open bodies and glasses going inside of heads. I mean, like super, super gory, super, super bloody in this film. So if you don't like blood, you do not want to watch this film at all.
even if it's a um graphic type of blood, because it's a lot of blood, but it's not the same blood to me. It's not the same blood as a Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
it's like a playful blood to me.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a CGI blood, a
Yeah,
real like
completely.
a video game blood.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know,
So
yeah.
even though it's a lot of it, I'm still not like, that's nasty.
I think it depends on the person because I was a little bit.
Yeah,
I was it kind of it was like a little bit queasy because I didn't think that he was gonna use the chainsaw in a lot of the ways that he did use the chainsaw. So on a couple of those chainsaw scenes, I was just like, ew. And then it was another one where the girl grabs him by the balls and then she twists it. Was like, oh no, why you gotta do that? But yeah, the fight scenes, I like I said, this is a fun film. It is definitely worth your money. It's definitely worth $12 or however much a movie ticket is. Unfortunately, we get the passes, but however much a movie ticket is definitely worth it. I I had a good time with this film. I really did. Um, but again, it's like it's gory. It's a lot of action. It's a lot of fighting. The story is decent, you know, but
was
and the
this?
acting is witty and
Did
cute.
you watch the trailer before coming to watch it?
Hmm.
And
I watched the trailer 3 times.
you said, "Oh, this is something I can watch, something I can get down with."
You you know what's funny is that for uh Shadow Force, I was like, oh, this is actually gonna be good. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was like, when I saw the trailer for Shadow Force, I was like, this is gonna be actually good. But in the back of my mind, I knew that it was gonna be garbage. But I did have high hopes from watching the Shadow Force trailer.
I guess that's why they have to make the
That's
trailers, baby.
why they have to make a trailer. I saw this trailer, uh, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be. I mean, it just looked like a lot of other movies that we've already seen. A lot of other action movies that and that's what you get when you're watching this film. You get a lot of other action movies that we've already seen before. But Josh carried the film. He handles it to where you haven't seen action films like this before with Josh, and that's what makes it a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a great sense of energy on the he's like a think of a Matthew McConaughey. Like he's just one of those guys that he's a guy's guy and just a cool dude.
So
So
you think he just probably jumped into this to show a different side of what he did, like in Trap? That's the last thing we seen him in. His Trap, he was the dad, got his
that
daughter.
right, that was the different one. The rest of his stuff is like this,
Oh, okay.
less gory. He's not. Chainsaw is a little bit new, but that personality that we see Josh in, and then that's a classic Josh right there. Trap was the one where, I mean, to be honest with you, I watched Trap the whole movie and didn't know that that was Josh. I really did. I hate to admit that on camera, but it's very true.
Which one you like him better in?
I would like to see him do more of the Trap stuff. I would like to see him do more romantic comedies. I would like to see him do more serious stuff. I would like to see him more on film. You know, he's my white version of um, Michael B. Jordan. So like the same type of roles that I could see Michael B. Jordan in is the same type of roles that I could see him in.
Who would you say is the better actor? Both of them has done. Both of them has done enough to know.
You know what would be cool if both of them did a job together. I see them as equals. I literally see them as equals. I don't see either one of them being. I mean, obviously, Josh would say he's a better actor because of his training, and Michael B. Jordan would say that he's the better actor because he's been doing it for so since he's been a kid,
Right.
and his experience. But they have different styles, but at the same time, they're very complementary. So it would actually be cool to see them do something together.